Good morning. For all who are here with us at our headquarters, as well as you who are able to join us online, welcome to the World Messianic Church Miroku Association monthly appreciation service. We have gathered today to express our gratitude to God and Meishu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask permission to serve the divine plan throughout this coming month. We will begin our service today with the presentation of offerings to God. Please remain seated and pray along silently for the opening prayer.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the World Messianic Church of America, Miroku Association headquarters, to celebrate our monthly appreciation service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise, appreciation for protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to serve in your divine work of the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by guiding our relatives and friends. Please give us the strength and wisdom to practice this year's guidelines in our everyday life. Helping others dedicate themselves to the construction of paradise on earth through our practices of faith is the path to our salvation. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meishu Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities, so we become effective instruments of your divine light to bring happiness to everyone around us. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Please Join us for the Amatsu Norito, the Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer, pages 11 and 13 of your prayer book.
Taka amahara ni kamzumarimasu kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite sumemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no odo no ahagi harani misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru harai yono okami tachi moro moro no maga goto tsumi kegare o harai tamae Kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshio Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni Ame no fushi koma no nimi furitatete Ikoshi meseto kashikomi kashikomi momaosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakirae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakirae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae sakirae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae sakirae tamae Kamagara tamashi haemase Kamagara tamashi haemase Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of journeying and receiving your day. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu Sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Joreh.
May God and may someone bless you.
Jury is now concluded. Let us listen to a teaching of Meishu Sama.
Excerpt from the teaching, Fate Can Be Freely Changed. Since ancient times, people have always had a tendency to resign themselves to their fate, thinking that, good or bad, nothing can be done about it. They have a set idea that humanity's fortunes are beyond control. However, anyone can change their fate as freely as they wish, because fate is controllable basically through human will. Once you really understand this truth, far from being disillusioned with life, you will truly come to have a great hope in this world. It is quite natural that a person does not want to be a victim of misfortune, but wishes to have good fortune in all ways. This is a desire common to all human beings, and most people do whatever they can and work very hard in order to attain this goal, sometimes even at the risk of their lives. Yet I wonder, how many have actually attained or will attain true happiness and fulfillment? Perhaps not 1 in 100. Some individuals, seeing those few that do, continue their endless search for happiness, unable to abandon their dreams. But after trying everything they know of to become happy, the majority will eventually find themselves at the end of their lives without ever having achieved the happiness they have sought. It would really seem that it is indeed a pitiful world where all is vanity, all is transient, as Buddha said. It would be the most wonderful thing in the world if there were a sure method by which good fortune could truly be attained. Since few seem to know what this could be, most people continue to create unhappiness in their lives. That is, they build prisons in which they confine themselves and thereby suffer. What is the answer then? How can everyone become truly happy? It is simple. Sow the seeds of virtue. The ancient words, "you reap what you sow," contain a profound truth. The seeds of vice are all the deeds that stem from a self-centered way of thinking, such as acts that cause suffering or loss to others, and such attitudes as, "I do not care if others suffer as long as I am fine." The seeds of virtue all come from love for others, expressed in deeds that bring happiness or are beneficial to them. This sounds very simple, but when it comes to putting the idea into practice, it is actually quite difficult. This is why life is difficult. We should work to develop in everyone's mind a firm belief in love for others and the strength to adhere to this belief. Then the principle can be put into action. Only a spiritual path rooted in truth, however, is capable of achieving such a goal.
let's have greetings from the President of World Messianic Church, Miroku Association, Reverend Marco Negrão.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to our monthly appreciation service, those who are here in person and those who are attending online. First of all, I would like to express my sincere and deepest gratitude for your efforts, for your support, for your engagement in our practices of faith, centered on the practice of Jodei and the study of Meixo Sama's teachings. Also the other activities that we call the practices of faith that support our mission. There are guiding others, the expression of nature farming, and art and beauty. Regarding art and beauty, we have an important announcement. I would like to ask Minister Terry Sato to give us the good news. Please, Minister Terry.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You might already seen this flyer. This is up on light. It's coming up on June 13th, Saturday, the second Saturday. So I would like to invite all of you to this event. That's because, as Reverend Marco said, and also David just read the teaching this morning, it's the place and opportunity for you to practice your faith, and it's the opportunity for you to sow the seeds of virtue, as in our teachings. So what that means is, so this event, Art and Light, there will be lots of flowers and also original Messianic calligraphies. So in that place, you can raise your vibration, you can raise your Yukon level, the spiritual level up, and so that you can be the great instrument of God, this God divine program. And also, this is a place for you to guide your friends and families. And because this is, it's just art event, and also you can taste some kind of nature farm food. So this is a great opportunity for them to enjoy themselves and then enjoy and feel what is paradise like. We are trying to create a miniature of paradise right here. So you can invite all your friends and families to be here and let them enjoy what is a paradise like on this ground. So these are the reasons for you to come here and invite your friends and family. So it's going to be June 13th, Saturday, the second Saturday of June. It's coming up. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Terry. Have you ever had this? I believe most of you had. You bake a cake, and the next day the cake tastes better, right? This is a common thing. So why I'm saying this? Because our event, June 13th, is a day that precedes Mr. Romeoson's birthday. So if you bring him a cake on that day, the next day, it will taste better, right? And I think you will appreciate. He's a cake kind of guy. I'm a pie kind of guy. But my birthday is gone, so maybe just next year. So we talk about the mission of art, and this is Mishama taught us many things about art. He was an artist himself, so he did calligraphy, he did paintings, so many things. And he wrote several essays on that. One of them is called The Mission of Art, that I would like to share a little bit. That I believe artists should have the kind of character that is finer than of average people. And I would like to explain why this is so from a spiritual point of view. It is true that humanity in its primitive stage seemed more animalistic than civilized, but it has grown from that barbaric state, evolving step by step, passing through many stages. Now, humanity has come to the place where it is striving to create an ideal civilization. In this sense, the progress of civilization means that people are gaining control over their animalistic nature. Once this has been fully accomplished, we can say that the world of true civilization has been achieved. The truth is, however, that most of humanity is still exposed to the threat of war, and this means that a great deal of animalistic power is still present. The artists of the world are giving the important work of helping to eradicate that part of human nature. The mission of an artist is to help elevate a person's character through painting, literature, music, dancing, and drama. Through these various means, an artist's soul can communicate to the souls of the people. In other words, the vibratory power emanating from the artist's soul touches another's heartstrings, like spiritual chords, right? Through painting, music, literature, voice, or dance. A strong, inseparable connection is then formed between these two souls. If the artist's character is debased or antagonistic, like a low level, that of those he or she connects to becomes lowered. If an artist's character is high and noble, their character is elevated accordingly. Herein lies the greatest value of art. So an artist should be of the kind of individual who is able to lead the public to higher levels with his or her spiritual being. For this reason, I think it is reasonable to say that artists are partially responsible for the increasing negative behavior within society today. Thus, if all of our art-related activities, let us have this zoning, like this one, Art and Light event, right? The zoning, the thought, the intention to bring joy and happiness to others, and that we are effective in inspiring them to join us in the construction of paradise on earth. For instance, for those of you who are familiar with the Guarapiranga sacred grounds that we have in the city of São Paulo, over there, many beautiful gardens. The landscape of the gardens was led by a person called Mr. Sakai. Mr. Sakai was not a jury member at all. So he was not interested in learning about Jodei, but he was inspired by Meishu Sama's vision. Because Meishu Sama said, if we create small prototypes, miniature paradises here and there, people will visit these places. And by just visiting, walking through these gardens, something touches their souls. I said, oh my God, this is beautiful. I have been to parks, like here in the city, New York, we have the beautiful Central Park. Many other places, they have incredible parks and nature. But when we visit the sacred, there's something extra, right? Something special that really touches our souls and elevates our ancestors as well. So it is really unique and special. So this Mr. Sakai then had that vision. I want to help. I'm a landscaper. I have some skills. I will offer my help. So he traveled all the way from Japan to Brazil and led the design of the gardens. So this was Meishu-sama's vision, like Minister Terry said. So we have this event. Invite your friends. Some of them may not be interested in in this religious aspect of our work, and that's fine. But they may have I feel good in here. There is the vibration of calligraphies, of flower arranging. Oh, I like that. I like to learn, or I like to bring my other friend, or my co-worker, or my neighbor, to see that this place has some unique quality. It's special in some way, and the person may be interested in, when we say construction of paradise, then we say we need to build paradise as a world of beauty, as a world where food is natural, so that will bring us health and will be good for those who produce the food, for the farmers and whatnot. So anyway, that's the goal of spreading art and beauty, and that's why we, besides Jorei and Nature Farm, we engage also in these kind of activities. Bear with me here. This month of, I talked about the Guarapiranga Sacred Grounds, just talked about that. Their monthly service, uniquely, normally is on the first Sunday, but this month will be celebrated on the next Sunday, on the April 12th. And every month over there they have a theme. And the theme for this month there in Brazil will be in honor of the youth movement. In honor of the youth, the future of our world in our movement, our spiritual movement. Our staff ministers here in the United States, Romilson, Terry, there's Rodrigo Nagas in Los Angeles, Guilherme de Souza in Boston. We all came from youth groups. So when we were teenagers and young adults, we would go to the center. And I was one of them. But I have to confess that I didn't go there to practice the faith, the religious part. I went over there to see the young people of my generation. I was flirting around, right? But interestingly, and I believe these other ministers did the same, right? Maybe our parents would say, hey, go to the church, do something good for a change, right? And then we'll say, okay, I will go. But as we visited these places, right? Said, oh, there are some nice people over here. I say, maybe same kind of a common interest. And that kind of seed was planted within us, within our hearts, and that beautiful seed so manifested years later. And that's how we are here as ministers today. So even though the apparent intention was not pure in the beginning, it doesn't matter, right? We have in our Orlando Center in Florida. Sorry, I messed up. In our Orlando Center, the youth group there, for instance, meets every Thursday. Every Thursday, we have sometimes 20 people, 25 people participating, and they're doing a great job in mixing Jorei and is with a dedicated service. For instance, they pray, they help clean up the center, but they also have fun. They always have a movie night, a karaoke night, and whatnot. So that's very good. That's very encouraging, because it is through this. If it is only prayer, only Jorei, or cleaning up, that's it, I'm not interested, right? So they're doing a great job, and I want to acknowledge that. So regarding, so they are, in Orlando, for instance, they are bringing their friends from school and work. And regarding work, most productive members of society carry an occupation, whatever it may be. From a broader, more comprehensive view of the divine plan, all people, regardless of their occupation, work toward the establishment of paradise on earth, serving others in society. So there is this kind of mission that many people are not aware that they have such a mission. Indeed, work is a great blessing. However, for some people, the word work is synonymous with obligation, something tedious that brings neither pleasure or satisfaction. That's why there are even songs that are Monday, Monday, Monday. So people don't dislike that day, so they enjoy the weekend, but when it comes to work, right? Can't trust that day. That's how the song goes. Consequently, they can wait to be free from this suffering. On the other hand, there are people who make work the sole purpose of their lives, and they suffer when the time comes to step away from their professional activities, when they have to retire. Observing these two extremes, how should we think about work? What do we need to do to become truly satisfied, fulfilled, and happy? Meishu Sama teaches us that human beings need to recognize the primary mission to which they were destined by God at the time of their birth. Destiny. How important it is to understand what this word implies. And so there is destiny and fate. Those are two different things. Regarding this, Meishu Sama states, people often think that destiny and fate mean the same thing. However, the difference is radical. Destiny is something determined before birth, whereas fate, like the teaching that was read today, can be defined by the human being. For instance, let's imagine, so this is like a frame or template. I was born in São Paulo, Brazil, on February 21st, 1963. I'm revealing my age. Is he that old? So this is the template of my life. I was born within the Negrão family. I cannot change that. So the mission that was assigned to me, I could go to the highest point of my mission, or go to the lowest point, remain stagnant. Minister Terry, in his words, he talk about Yukon. So Yukon is like it's our counterpart in the spiritual realm. So I'm here, but my Yukon is determining, okay, where I am spiritually. I'm elevating myself, or degrading myself. So my destiny was this. So I was born, like I said, when and where, and within my life I could change things. For instance, when around the time I was 20, 21, I had 3 paths I could take in my life. I was very involved with drama clubs. I was performing dramas, comedies, and some people said, oh, you could become an actor. You seem to have talent. They didn't know much. But they said I could. So I was considering that, because I was involved in several plays. And I was feeling good about it. And at the same time, I was attending college for mechanic technology, which also I took a course during my high school years. And I was working on that field, precision mechanics. And for my age, I was making decent money. So I had that path for my life. And also came this invitation from my minister if I would like to join this ministerial training program, to become a seminarian, so to speak. So I had these three things. So I created my fate. I decided to at least try this ministerial training. And as soon as I started, I thought, oh, this is it. I think this is for me. I don't know if the church will kind of accept me, but I would like to try. And I really found myself. So I determined I could be maybe a good mechanic or a so-and-so actor, who knows. But I changed that. God didn't made any demands. I chose that path myself. And even within this path that I was chosen, I mentioned here once before going to Japan, I was invited to join the Department of Translations of the church. I would, through that invitation, I would stay in Japan longer, attend college over there, to specialize in translation, which was something that appealed to me. But at the same time, when I read Meishu-sama's teachings, he mentioned the importance of salvation here in America. He said, Meishu-sama, that it is vital that America is saved. Once America is saved, that influence will reach Europe and Asia and other countries, even Japan. You know, this movement started in Japan. But the Japanese also tend to look at America with if in America they are doing this, must be good. So if Jory really spreads here, the Japanese themselves say, oh, really? Americans are doing this? Oh, then must be good. So reading about that, if it is that important, I would like to try that. So a reverend, a minister then, when we were talking, so he was asking me, what's your plans for your future within this church? And then I said, well, I have this dilemma. Translation seems to be good. Going to America seems to be good. And then he told me, look, of course, you are going to decide, but if it would be up to me, I would go to the United States. And why is that? Because you're still young. To do this kind of expansion work requires energy. Translation work is more sedentary. You'll be, behind a desk, behind a computer. They didn't have computers those days. I would have to do by hand. And then I really felt that his words made sense, and that's how I'm here, because he gave that suggestion. Talking about translators, because of artificial intelligence, I just read that a translation job is the word that is being virtually destroyed by AI. Because you have a text or something, and you using artificial intelligence, and here it has your text, or even for speech purposes. Anyway, it's good that I didn't choose translation. Out of job by this point. Another topic I would like to talk about today is that this month there are some important events going on. Our beloved Minister Romilson is going to Brazil this coming Wednesday, April 8th. is going to take the examination to become the highest level within our organization to become a full reverend. And I would like to take this opportunity to clarify something. For many years, we've been saying that whoever is a minister, regardless the level, we would call the minister reverend. But what happened in Brazil, particularly, only those who reach the third or highest level are called reverends. And always create this kind of confusion. I mean, let's say a member is visiting from Brazil. And it's, it was a Reverend Romilson. Oh, you're a reverend. And then we will have to say, no, actually I'm not. But because grammatically, it's correct to say whoever is a minister, the form to treat the person we call a reverend in English in America. But because within our organizations, they have this fixed idea, reverends are only those with this third level. So we are deciding to make a change here, okay? So we call those who don't have this third level minister. Minister Romilson, Minister Terry, Minister Nagase, Minister Guilherme. Although this is not grammatically correct, but so avoid me having to give always this lengthy explanation. But upon being approved, his test is April 13th, which is a Monday. Please pray for him. So when he is approved, he come back, then he will be officially be called Reverend Romilson Lucio Clemente Candido. Okay? He needs your prayers. And I'm going to Dallas, Texas, and Austin, Texas this month from the 15th to 20th. I'm meeting Reverend Marco Rezende, the president of our church in Brazil. So we are going to meet the members over there. We don't have a center, but we have a group of members. 20 in Dallas, plus 10 in Austin. I'm just saying a ballpark figure, more than that actually. And we are going to do a lot of jury activity over there. From there, Reverend Rezende goes to Japan on his way back, which will be the end of May. He's going to do a ministerial examination. We have 10 candidates to become ministers. We did the lay leaders training course from these past 3 years, level 1, 2, 3, and advanced. All those who completed the course now will take the examination to become ministers. And they are, I will tell their names so you can also pray for them. You have to pray for them because I will be one of the interviewers. And I may be strict with them. In fact, yesterday we had a training with them, explaining how these ministerial examination would take place. They were a little nervous. And then I told them, I will be one of the interviewers. If you want to pass, be nice to me. Be very nice to me, okay? 1 second. They are Ana Carolina Cabral from Montreal, Claudette Goldie from Miami. So some of them have met them. Deborah Francisco from Chicago, Delva Leon Ludger from Minnesota. What's the actual name, Dave, where she is?
Rochester, Minnesota.
Rochester, Minnesota. Okay. Fernanda Ward from Dallas, Luis Felipe Cote da Mota from Orlando, also from Orlando, Paula Carolina Alonso. Simone Candido from New York. Talita Partezani de Souza from Boston, and Tiago Correa from Atlanta. So these candidates, like I said, took all these courses. And for us, I'm so excited, it's so important because we have these members in these outlying areas, like Rochester, Minnesota. We don't have a center over there. And if there is a group of members, some people interested in receiving the sacred focal point, this is what we use to channel Jorei. Normally a person to receive the focal point, they require a minister to visit, right? But if we have these members like Fernanda from Dallas, Deborah from Chicago, Tiago from Atlanta, being a minister, so they will be able to present sacred focal point and begin to expand in these areas. So we are really excited. We really hope that they will be able to fulfill their missions in these local places. Last but not least, we've been announced about our pilgrimage to the sacred grounds of Japan, which will be from September 25th through October 6th. If you want to go, please talk to your local minister about the details. But especially regarding air tickets, because of wars, because of fuel prices increase, so air tickets may be affected by that as well. So the sooner you make your preparations, the better. I will be there. I will be assisted by Minister Nagase from Los Angeles. Also, Mr. Terry will help out. I showed this folder here has the picture of the Crystal Hall that's in the Atami Sacred Grounds. Beautiful, you know. When Meisama created this, he created from here there is a view to the ocean. So it's in the top of the hill. And at the time when he built this was inaugurated in 1954, December of 1954. It caused a kind of sensation in the architectural world because Mr. Zama didn't want any columns so that they would block the view to the ocean. So he created this design here. Behind here there is a little mountain so that the ceiling is supported from behind. So again, Meishu Sama was a true visionary. And there is also another interesting thing that happened. There was a tree here. I believe probably was a cherry tree that was blocking the view. But Meishu Sama's wife, which Nidai Sama, which became the second spiritual leader, liked that tree, didn't want the tree to be cut. But Meishu Sama had a vision, also created many around this Crystal Hall. There are many gardens over there. So it was unavoidable. Meishu Sama really wanted unobstructed view from here. But the wife would say, "Oh, honey, please, don't cut that tree, don't cut that tree." Yeah, sure. But one day she was not around. And then he asked the landscape, quick, cut the tree. So Meishu Sama was this powerful spiritual leader. But we know that when we are married or who has a strong say in our lives, right? Even in Meishu Sama's case, so he said, okay. And then since the tree was cut, but there are so many other trees that were planted. Same happened with our Guarapiranga sacred grounds. If you're familiar with the area over there in São Paulo, Brazil, it's called in Portuguese Mata Atlântica. So it is a area of preservation. So things cannot be built over there, or it's very difficult for you to get a permit. So for us to have many structures in the sacred grounds, we have to negotiate with the local government. Okay, we are going to have this landscape here, make a plain kind of place, but to compensate for that, we are going to plant 10,000 trees in the surrounding areas. And through that, the city government gives us permits to to do that. And there are so many different trees that many are donated by the members from all regions. Same happening in Japan. So our sacred grounds, we have trees and plants like a moss. There are so incredible variety of moss. They were all donated from different parts of Japan. And so our sacred grounds carries that vibration. It's not like a company that was hired to do the job. We as members, so we dedicate, we plant, we clean, and this vibration of love that creates the place sacred. It's not just by the power of money or people that donated to have this. No, many people's efforts. And in Japan, particularly, was during or right after World War II, that the sacred grounds were built, and the conditions were terrible. People didn't have a decent means of transportation. It would take the hours and hours to travel from a short distance, and still they wanted to help, because their lives were transformed, their lives were saved by the power of Jode, by Meir Samba's teaching. So, and they got the vision. Oh, this is to create a miniature paradise. I want to help. Anyway, talk to your minister and join us for this next pilgrimage. So thank you very much for attending the service. I wish that you can have a very successful month of the practicing our faith. Thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes our service today. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you a blessed day.